how many companies fail in that first year, and the number is about 90%. When carriers establish themselves in terms of getting the paperwork all together, having a truck, and now they're ready to move freight, about 90%, which is 9 out of 10, end up failing. I'm the type of person who digs and digs and digs to try and find out why I do what I do.
As time went on, I decided, why don't we do that for them? Why don't we find opportunities, direct shippers on their behalf? Hi, everyone. In today's podcast, we talk about the transportation industry, obviously. We talk about the economics of transportation. We talk about the challenges that one faces. How can we actually address those challenges so that our business can thrive? We talk about just multiple things that will help your business grow. Lots of things that give you a reason to check back in with us, our podcast. So I hope that you listen all the way through this podcast and then also come back and check out other podcasts in the future. Hi, this is Paul with FR8Cast, coming to you from Freight Connect. All things trucking, from the carrier side to the shipper side, the broker side, dispatch, shipper side, so all of that in one. And we just welcome you, and we want to hear from you. We want to be able to give you information, give you tips to help you be successful. We're putting this out there to see your business grow. So we're really excited to come to you and bring all the information that we have, stuff that we've known for years, things that we've just learned, and also we feel like we're going to learn some things as well. So we want to hear from you, but we want you definitely to check in. We want you to subscribe. We want you to like. We want you to click all the buttons that are going to help us get the information out there, and we look for your help in that, but we welcome you to our podcast. There's a lot of things that we'd like to bring to the podcast. We'd like to find out what it is that you're interested in and be able to hit on those hot topics. But obviously, some of the things that we'll be hitting upon are the events of the day, the current events, education. We'll also be hitting upon just training in general, whether it is operating as a carrier or even a broker, and how to be successful in those areas. Some other things will be also physical fitness, nutrition will be one of the things that's really, really close to my heart. I know that you guys are in that truck for long periods at a time, and you want to stretch a little bit. So we want to bring some education when it comes to that. Some other things we really want to talk about is like the economy. How does the economy impact trucking? And when we're talking about the economy, we're not talking about just what's going on in our hometown or what's going on at Walmart, but we're talking about what's going on with the people, not just in the United States even, but globally. How do things impact us here as a small to medium-sized trucking company or even as a broker? Why do rates go up? Why are rates going up now? Why is fuel going down? What are some of the best areas to be in? And all these different things that we'll be talking about is all to help support you in developing your company and growing. A lot of times, again, we can start off where maybe we think we know what we're doing, and that doesn't mean that we don't. It's just that maybe we could use a little bit of more information that could help us to get to that next level. And that's what we want to be able to do, is bring you some next level stuff to help you get to where you're trying to go.
A little history on me. I got into the business back in 2002. I went to a big freight brokerage company. I didn't know what freight brokering meant, but I knew it was sales. And so that was the title they gave me. And so I learned, but I'm the type of person who digs and digs and digs to try and find out why I do what I do. And it helps me to actually, I believe, do it better, right? And to actually have more interest in it. But as I went along and I really realized that this is sales, which has always been my background, I was able to really thrive in it. In this industry, there are a lot of people that get into it, and I'll just speak from the sales side, even the broker side, but when you get in as a carrier, whether you were a driver or from some other avenue, there are a lot of things to look at. One, just setting up your company is a big deal. Making sure that you have the proper equipment, making sure you have the proper people in place. And then, of course, there comes the load board. And we want to make sure that we have those in place because that's where we believe we're going to find our business. You're absolutely correct. You're going to find business there. It's a way to get started. It is the spot market. But when you're talking about establishing a strong foundation, then you have to go outside of that realm and find your own customers. Then that is an area that a lot of people don't think about is how do I find my own customers? How do what do I say when an opportunity actually comes up? How do I move through this process in order to earn their business, and not only to earn their business, but to retain it? With that, you're going to be able to develop a strong foundation, meaning that maybe know where your next load is going to be coming from, maybe for the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next year or more. Have the opportunity to be able to grow, bring on new equipment, bring on more people, because there's more opportunity that exists. The one statistic that I will address will be how many companies fail in that first year, and the number is about 90%. So when carriers establish themselves in terms of getting the paperwork all together, having a truck, and now they're ready to move freight, about 90%, which is 9 out of 10, end up failing. So I really believe that number can change. Maybe we don't change 10%, but those that we do encounter, those that do work with us, those that we do work with, we're very hopeful to be able to give them some guidance that will help them to be successful in their venture. So we definitely believe that 90% can change, but we believe that good, solid training, especially sales training, is the way to go. So here at Freight Connect, we wanted to get the information out. So we felt like in regards to what we do, what the industry is all about, how you would be able to actually start your business and see it grow. And so we wanted to get it out. And this is just another form of being able to get that information out. And that's through FreightCast, this podcast. So we want to be able to come to you, the people, and give you whatever it is that we can give you to help you grow, to achieve your goals. We would love to hear from you, find out what challenges you run into, what's important to you, but at the same time, give you some real strong foundational things that will help you to grow your business. So we wanted to establish FR8Cast. We wanted to establish FR8Cast in order to be able to get that information to you, the public. And if there is anyone that would, or if you would like to get in contact with us, please feel free to reach out to us. There's the phone number, 866-342-0040, extension 109. You can reach out to us via email at support@fr8connect.com. That's support@fr8connect.com. Definitely feel free to reach out with any questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you and be able to connect in any way that we can. So right now, not only right now, but even in the past, training has always been a hot topic when it comes to a business, training in all kinds of areas of a business. And for a business to develop and to grow, you're always wanting to improve. For us here at Freight Connect, training on the side of sales is very, very important. With developing a business, let's say an asset-based carrier, you sell all the time. Whether you're the CEO, whether you're a salesperson, whether you're in some other facet of the company, there is an element of sales that happens at some point in time. And when we are talking about developing more business, which is what's going to keep your business going and what's going to cause it to grow, you need to know how to do that. And the proper training is something that should be required. A lot of companies kind of go at it just off the cuff and try to figure it out. But we wanted to bring that educational piece that is going to help you to actually be able to develop your business in a methodical way, in a thoughtful way, in a way that's actually going to help you to grow. And we believe that training is a big part of that. We believe that training in sales is a great big part of that. And so we decided to put something together that would actually help a business to grow on the sales side. So if there is ever a thought, if you were to go back and look at your business and think about it, think about those things that you want to accomplish. Think about what might might be of benefit to you to help your business grow, to help develop a strong foundation. I would venture to guess part of it is sales. And if you have a need, definitely we would love to help you in any way that we can. We have developed a course that will be able to bring a lot of things together within your business to help you to achieve those goals, especially those sales goals that will help your business grow. In business, what I have found is that a lot of businesses, at least in our industry, they tend to fail because they haven't planned properly, right? They haven't thought the whole process through. A lot of people get into the business knowing what their uncle told them, knowing what a friend told them, just hearing what someone else tells them versus getting some type of having some type of formal outlook on what to expect. So therefore, there is a lack of that type of education or that type of training that's needed. One can, again, get into the business and establish themselves as a carrier and not know how they're going to find business other than going to a load board. Once they get into it and they're moving freight, they all of a sudden realize that it's not what they thought it was going to be or what they were told. There are going to be times that loads get taken away from you. And then what do? There's going to be times that things change. It's not going to be exactly how it's written out on paper in terms of the load or the route. There's a lot of things that come up. You can every other day be dealing with whether it's a new broker, a new shipper. Those things vary all the time. So you're not able to gain any type of traction on a consistent basis. And of course, we know the money does fluctuate. Also, there are times where the economy is amazing, right? There are times where you're going to make good money, but that doesn't last always, right? When there is good money, everyone comes to the industry. Everyone flocks in, and all of a sudden you have an overabundance of capacity, of equipment. And then all that abundance, that capacity, it soaks up all the loads. So there are not as many loads to be able to be handed out, and prices come down. And then when those loads go away, there's too much capacity in the market. And then a lot of trucks have to be removed from the market in order to create a balance. So this is not something that, happens once in a while. This is a cycle. This happens on a continual basis. It has its ups and it has its downs. That's just the way it works. And with that said, in knowing that, you can plan properly. And the way we think one of the ways to plan properly is to seek out direct shippers. If you're able to seek out direct shippers, then you're going to be able to even out or better smooth out those ups and downs so they're not so dramatic. If you have a customer that you've been working with and you've built a relationship with them, then it's a good shot that you're going to be working with them even when times aren't the best. Whatever they have, hopefully you're their carrier of choice. So we talk about a lot of those things, and a lot of those things are things to know and also to be challenged by, in the sense that you have to actually put to practice what you learn, right? There's a discipline that comes with that. And when times are really good, it's easy to take the easy money versus saying, I'm going to work with this carrier. I'm not going to try to get all the money, as much money as I can, but I'm going to be fair because I want to work with this person long term. And again, when times are not so good for the carriers, you still have freight to move. And as you do this over and over again, and you're able to build up your clientele, you're going to see a gradual growth in your business while others tend to struggle a bit.
Many years ago, I was here in my hometown. We had a storm. It was a winter weather storm, and our electricity went out. And so we needed to get out of here and go find some heat. And we went up north to my cousin's, and he said, hey, let's go out and shovel snow. And I said, what do you mean? He said, we're going to go shovel snow for other people. And I said, okay, why are we going to do that? Because we can make some money. And I said, make money? You mean we can make money shoveling people's snow? And he said, yeah, they don't want to do it, so we'll do it. And so we went out, and I kind of watched, and I saw how this all worked, and I became intrigued. Ever since that time period, I've always saw an opportunity where I can make my own money, right? But not only make my own money, but actually be able to do things that I enjoy doing, right? And get paid at doing it. As far as Freight Connect goes, there was a time where I operated as a broker. Not with Freight Connect, but I did operate as a broker. But what I found was that there were a lot of carriers who did not know how to go out and find their own business. Therefore, all their loads would be found through brokers. And I always heard them talk about how they wanted to grow, how they wanted to make more money. And there were several reasons why they wanted to do this, whether it was to support their family, whether it was for to leave a legacy, whether it was to, there were several reasons why. And I just didn't understand why carriers did not go after those shippers on their own. As time went on, I decided, why don't we do that for them? Why don't we find opportunities, direct shippers on their behalf? We did that, but we found out that carriers still didn't know how to deal with shippers and how to grow that, how to retain the business. And so we continued to mold and modify our programs to the point where we provide training, for one. We also provide where we're able to actually make calls on your behalf, and we're also able to provide leads. So with the combination of all that, including education on the economy, education on sales, we developed Elevate. And Elevate basically is a CRM that will streamline all these processes to help you not just save time, but also to get more business, to develop business, to grow business, to actually build relationships so that your business can have a solid foundation and have that opportunity to grow. So Elevate, if you're interested in growing, just might be the place for you. Where you can find us is at www.fr8connect.com. Again, that's www.fr8connect.com. If you'd like to give us a call, please do that. We're at 866-342-0040, extension 109. And our email address is at support@fr8connect.com. support@fr8connect.com. Thank you for stopping by. And if you liked what you heard, what you saw, hopefully we made you think. Hopefully we were thoughtful in the information that we brought and what we heard. And we don't always agree, and that's okay. But there's always more than one way to achieve a goal. So if you like what you heard and you want to hear more, please help us get the information out. Hit the like button, the share button, follow whatever buttons you see, subscribe, and just help us to get the information out. Please do all that, and we look forward to seeing you again.